gotta ask you something. Do you ever feel just a little bit of sad? Not like full-blown depression, okay? But just a little touch of sadness when you finish a book. I'm feeling that right now. I finished Better Than Movies, which was essentially a rom-com in a book. But still, at the end, I felt a little sad. The story's over. It was a nice little adventure. Sat and read it all in one sitting after the gym today. And moved on to pick up another book from the shared library. Romantic comedy. So we'll see how that is. Now, are romance slash rom-com books my favorite thing? No. I don't mind them. I find them entertaining. They do scratch a certain itch. I'm a romantic at heart, but I also have never been in a relationship like that, much less a serious relationship at all. I'm kind of in that forever alone camp. And for the most part, I've led my life with a certain, what one of my friends had once described as aloofness. I just kind of operate assuming that nobody is ever attracted to me. And I realize that sounds a little sad, but it's also just like, why am I going to waste my time and energy chasing romance when it's not, like, it just never happened? And my youth, the rejection, oh man. Not that I got rejected often, because I never really put myself out there often. But the two guys early in my life, and not even that early in my life, that rejected me, one of them is gay. So, you know what? Fine. Okay. That one is one thing. And that rejection wasn't even that bad. But the second one was just like, oh, okay. I'm a hideous beast and no one will ever love me. Which I'm sure is not the case. But I also just decided from that point, like, I'm not going to chase this. Like, that's not for me. Okay? That's just not, it doesn't spark joy. It's not that high of a priority in my life. I'd rather go on adventures and just meet new people for the sake of meeting new people and getting to hear new stories and see new places, experience new things. So all that to say, while romantic love is not necessarily ever at the forefront of my mind, you know what? I didn't mind the book Better Than Movies. And then we'll see how romantic comedy goes. I kind of just picked it from the bookshelf. It was just there at the front. It looks pretty good. We'll see. What else happened? Oh, I also went to trivia this week on Monday with my friends, the Wombats. We all did not win again. The music score increased a little bit, mostly because I was just pulling things out of thin air, basically. I'm like, oh, Charlotte? Yeah, of course that's Charlie XCX's name. I don't actually know that, but I was just like, yeah, Charlie XCX, which ended up being the right answer. And it was still a lot of fun. Meatballs were great. I got the sub this time, which was really good, even though it literally fell apart immediately, but it was good. And then I was still hungry because, of course, I hadn't eaten all day, so I also went back and got the chips with the meatballs, ate most of the meatballs, some of the fries, and gave the rest of the fries to my friends. And then I basically played video games and caught up with some more friends. I think I put in like 25 hours into Destiny 2, which seems like a lot, I know. But Destiny 2 is a game that I've been playing for, I think, over 10 years now. It's a sci-fi first-person shooter. It's cooperative, so I play with basically a group of people that I've been playing with since we first started. And while some people have come and gone through the years, we also developed a really close friendship. So the couple of guys that don't play anymore, I'll still catch up with them and reach out to them. But this week I got to catch up with one of the guys that had kind of fallen off from playing regularly with us. And it was so much fun. We got all the new activity things done, which crossed that off the chore list. Because Destiny 2 has a chore list. That's basically how you play the game. It's just the laundry list of things you got to figure out how to do. Now, today, like I said, I read a book. I read Better Than Movies, and I went to the gym, which was good. And now I'm going to be heading off to Marvel to see the Bombers, which I'm a little hesitant to go. Because the last few times that I've been to Bombers games at night alone, as a woman, I just didn't feel safe. The crowd that goes, especially at night, there always just seems to be like a group of guys that is like eyeing me and like sizing me up, and it's just uncomfortable. I've had some guys like try to touch me and like, no, it's just not good. But in all fairness, this is the farewell tour to Melbourne, and so I've decided to give the Bombers another chance, and I'll be heading to Marvel tonight, where hopefully I'm not sexually harassed. I would have to say that overall, Australia is the place that I've gotten the most attention in that respect. You know, I at home in the States, like I grew up in the era of heroin chic in the 90s, so I was never on anybody's radar, right? It was not like I never felt ugly. I know I'm not ugly, but I literally never had anybody pursue me romantically either. And then, well, not never, right? But, and then I get here and it's like, well, first of all, dating these guys, like you got to pay for everything and they like always want to take you home right away. And it's just not serious, the dating here. It's not serious and you have to pay for everything yourself. So like, it's kind of not a great use of my time, especially when I haven't really met anybody that I like enough to want to spend time with them. So that didn't happen, even though it would have been extremely convenient to get a ring on my finger to get my PR in Australia. It was actually one of the reasons why I started going to the footy, is because I realized it was such a male-dominated space. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll find my Australian husband there. Spoiler alert, I didn't at all. And even though I dated a couple guys here and there, honestly, just not worth my time. That's the problem. It's like at this point in my life, like when I was younger, I was willing to forego a lot of things to chase a guy. Now I'm like, and especially here where my time is so limited, I literally have said to guys on these dating apps before who are like trying to, I don't even know what they were trying to do, right? Because dating here is weird in general. The only time I've gotten guys to buy drinks for me is literally randomly in the bar because they thought I was the hottest girl in the bar and said that, but I'm still taking that free drink. Let's just hope for the best. Hope that the game goes well. Hope that there's no unwanted interactions, and hopefully have a good time. I'm not sure what happened between yesterday and today. I woke up tired. And even though so I did not have a coffee today. I didn't think I needed one. I didn't really have much on the agenda. Sun was out. I was like, oh, I'll just go outside. I'll hang out, maybe like go to the park or something. I woke up exhausted. I've been exhausted all day. I've never had one coffee be the difference like this. So I'm thinking hopefully I'm not getting a cold. But so I literally just spent the whole day just laying in bed. And I tried to go to sleep again, and I couldn't, of course. And, you're just kind of in this, like, I'm drowsy, I can't really think much, my body is tired, my mind's tired. And that's just been me the whole day. Now the sun has set. It's 6:30 at night. And I'm going to head to Marvel again. I was just going to wear the same clothes I wore yesterday because, like, I didn't get them dirty or anything. But then I realized it might be the same people working there today. And so I was like, you know what, now. I'll change my shirt at least. I think I'm going to wear the same hoodie, though. No energy today. None. And, maybe I'm not eating enough. I looked at airfare to go home, and I'm trying to figure out what the extra baggage fee, it's this whole thing. Because I think I'm going to have 5 suitcases when I move back. I don't know yet because I haven't packed anything. But I'm going to have at least 3, if not 4. possibly 6. So between 4 and 6, and I was trying to figure out what the math was, like how much is this going to cost me, which airline should I take? And basically all the airlines that go from Australia to the States, it's a minimum of $200 for an extra bag. And with economy, you only get one bag now. Who's flying from Australia to America with only one suitcase? That blew my mind, because this is the first time. I've flown back and forth to Australia before moving here. I'm not going to count while I've been here, right? Before moving here, I visited 8 times. And every single time, even when I was taking the most budget Chinese airline, I had 2 bags that I was allowed. And now all of a sudden, 2025, an economy only gets one bag to go from Australia to America? Mate, what are we doing? And $300 for an extra bag? Wild when you're only allowed one bag in economy. So immediately we're looking at premium economy tickets, because premium economy gets 2 bags, business class gets 2 bags, and first class gets 3. First class is $10,000 and you still only get 3 bags, which I think that's just normal, actually. That's always been the case, is you get 3 bags in first class. But 10 grand and I only get 1 extra bag and a nicer meal and a better seat? Forget it. Business class is 3 times the price of premium economy, and you only get 1. You don't even get, actually, I take that back. You don't even get an extra checked bag. It's literally everything is the same between premium and business except for the price. So I was like, it doesn't even pay for me to splurge on business class. So we're going to fly premium economy, and I'm just going to fly Qantas, because it's like they're all going to cost me the same amount of money, regardless, like almost all the same. The only one that was a lot less was New Zealand Air. New Zealand Air, the extra bag is only like $100, I think, around that. So it's about a third of the price of the extra bag on Qantas. But sadly, your girl clocks is a one world alliance, girl. Okay, my very first job at a college, we only flew one world. We flew American. And you know what? I just stuck with it. Because one of my goals in life is to hit million miler status, which I think they've gutted that whole program. I don't even think you get anything for hitting it anymore. But still, just like going to 100 AFL games, in my head, that's my goal, is a million miles in my lifetime on American/One World. But yeah, that's basically what I did today, is I vegetated because, like I said, for whatever reason, I'm just exhausted. And I finally checked on airfare. Okay, so we're going to play a little game tonight on the way to Marvel. There are 2 trams that I can take that will bring me to Marvel. One of them, I can get off at Southern Cross, cut through, and if I get that one, I'm going to get Red Rooster for the first time ever, and I'm going to get a bubble tea. If I get the other tram that just goes directly to the stadium, then I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to find a seat and get food in the stadium. So, fingers crossed, we get the tram that goes to Southern Cross. So I figured out last night when I was at Marvel why I was feeling so terrible and out of energy yesterday. It's because I'm hungry. I just haven't been eating enough. And you know what? I blame Cook Unity. Okay, so Cook Unity is this service that I found in 2020, 2019. So it's like a delicious famous chef food in little, like already pre-made. You just get in a little container, you peel back the film on top, you heat it up, and you have food. Cooking for myself is hard. And food here in Australia is so expensive. It is crazy expensive to eat out all the time. I did that when I first got here. I was feeling crazy and I was like, you know what? I can't cook. I can't mentally deal with trying to figure out what even to buy in the grocery store. Like, how do I know any of this is good or not? And I found that when I first got here, like a lot of the stuff I tried was just gross. Like it was not palatable. It was not did not taste good, or it was just like super low quality from the grocery store. Today I went to the gym, and then I went to the butcher and the grocery store to get food because, like I said, I realized that my lack of energy is just because I'm not eating enough, which didn't dawn on me until I was sitting in Marvel with my red Rooster and my Mixue bubble tea, which was terrible. All right. Even though the bubble tea was only $5.60 and the normal bubble tea I get is like $9. So it's almost half price from the bubble tea I usually get. And you know what? It was also half the flavor, half the quality. It was half everything. It was not the vibe. All right. Mixue, I don't care that you're bigger than McDonald's. Your bubble tea is trash. So trash. Red Rooster, though, not trash. But the portion size, girl. I ate the chicken tender box meal, which is 4 tenders, a little mashed potatoes and gravy, and the world's smallest side of chips. There were literally 10 french fries in the box. And also this thing that's a pineapple fritter, which I took literally one bite of and was just like, nope. I couldn't even bite through the pineapple. And it tasted like, because it was super thick pineapple. And it tasted like you had taken a dried pineapple slice, rehydrated it, then deep fried it. That pineapple fritter is not the vibe. But the gravy is the vibe. Let me tell you, I'm not even a gravy girl like that. I used to eat a lot of KFC when I was getting my degree because that was the only thing open late. And when you got night class and you're starving, you just eat a lot of KFC. And the KFC gravy in this country is an abomination. The fact that they call it gravy should be a crime. It is watery. It is disgusting. It doesn't even taste like anything. But Red Rooster, the homegrown girl, she is popping off with that gravy. After I ate the Red Rooster and then found I was still starving, I was like, oh, maybe next time I come to Marvel, I should just like stop at Red Rooster, get a side of gravy, and then dip the chips in the stadium in it. Like I would totally do that. It was so good. And like I said, I'm not even a gravy girl. But my new gym routine is way more intensive than the one that I was doing previously. I feel like I'm getting stronger. I can feel the muscle growth underneath all my blubber. And so that part's great, but I'm definitely not eating enough to support this increased gym lifestyle. So I went to the grocery after the gym, and they say don't go shopping hungry. But you know what? No, okay, now I'm going to explain something. I often will get to the point where I'm just so hungry that like I need to eat now. I don't have time to wait to cook. And I don't pre-cook often enough. I know I should. I know I should be meal prepping and doing all that. And I was for a little bit, but we're in the midst of footy season. Things are busy. I'm starting, thankfully, getting to get interviews. Is there a job out there for me? Am I going to not have to like DoorDash and Uber Eats 24/7 to pay off all my bills? Maybe. But regardless, I've been busy. And then I get tired because I'm not eating. And so I don't want to cook. And I just want to grab something to heat it up. And the options for that in Australia are so limited. And when I was first here, like I said, I wasn't really cooking. I was just getting takeout all the time. Like that was the only thing I had was takeout. And then the end of the year, I went home for Christmas back to New York. And I was like, oh, let's go for my annual checkup. And my doctor was like, what have you been doing? Because the food in Australia, it's the takeaway food is so incredibly carb centric and so full of sugar in a lot of cases that like it just health-wise, I lost weight, but, like, no, we were not it was not happening. My doctor was like, "You gotta cut out so much carbs, you gotta reduce your sugar intake," and trying to do that in Australia and not cook is literally impossible. You can't. You can't do it. So after the gym, I went to the grocery store to get a few things that I can make because I was like, oh, I'll just make some things before I go to the game. No, it's like 4 o'clock. I got to leave in like an hour and a half. I need to shower. I got to get dressed. So I was like, well, all right. I bought like some frozen popcorn chicken, which is delicious. I had tried the frozen chicken breast at first. It was so bad. It was inedibly bad. I don't know what happened. Australia, what happened? Okay. The rest of us broke away from the British Empire just like you, but we all made our own cuisines that were so much better than British food. And for whatever reason, you guys decided, oh, let's just stick with the motherland's style of food. And it's not like, and don't get me wrong. I've had amazing meals in restaurants here. There are some of the best chefs in the world here. Some of the great, fantastic food. There's also not so great restaurants. Looking at you, farmer's daughter, okay, with your trash high-end food. It was not good. Farmer's daughter, like, avoid. But everywhere else that I've been has been fantastic. But they're high-end meals. They're really expensive. And we don't have that kind of money. So we got the popcorn chicken from the Coles. I picked up a few marinated chicken thighs from the butcher. And even the butcher, I was looking in the window and I was like, oh, maybe I'll treat myself to a steak or a piece of salmon. The salmon looked like it got chewed up by a bear. I'm like, what are you doing, butcher? But like I said, I went grocery shopping and then I got back here. I unpacked everything and realized, oh, I don't really have an extra 30 minutes to cook and eat and then also get dressed and get to the game because it's going to be crazy tonight. My pies, my beautiful magpies are playing the Cats. It's supposed to be like over 80,000 people. It's going to be a lot of people. So I'd like to get there early when there's a lot of people just to like avoid the hassle, get settled in, not have to like be running around and like worry I'm going to miss the game. Next to the butcher is also the sushi shop, which I've been to a few times, and I got this beef bowl, which is pretty heavy. Likely mostly rice, but I got to eat something now. And then I'll probably have a protein shake and then head out, and then get dressed and then head out for the game. I'm going to eat my beef bowl, head to the G, and I know, I have faith. I have so much faith that the Magpies are going to win tonight. And I can't, it's so good. I was going to say I can't wait, and I realized I say that all the time in these videos. Oh, I can't wait. But it's going to be a good match. It's going to be really good. It's going to fill me with that delicious footy joy, like a warm hug from my second home, filled with fans who are going to be rowdy and loud and passionate. It's, what a joy. But for now, let me cram some food down my throat hole so that I can have the energy to get right up there with the rest of the supporters, the rest of the people barracking for the pies, and just scream, up the pies with everybody else, and ball, and all the good things. Yeah, tomorrow is another game at the G, and probably job applications. Definitely job applications. Now that I've realized I only have a few weeks left of forced retirement, I need to speed along the process of my morbid unemployment to become employed again. So yeah, let's go pies. All right, I'm back at the scene of the crime, where the game was stolen from Collingwood by some poor refereeing, watching the Hawks play the Tigers, and it's just not a good game. It's just not. The Hawks are kind of a dirty team. They basically try and see what they can get away with. Oh, they're famous for their ducking to get a free kick. A lot of people call them free kick Hawthorn for that reason. But yeah, I'm back at the footy. Disappointing Collingwood match. They did not win, even though I really thought they would. And man, what a fairy tale ending was possible in the cards, but unfortunately, Jack Crisp couldn't get it done, and I'm sure it'll haunt him, but it was nice to see the boys get around him and let him know it's all right that he didn't get the game-winning goal after the siren. Otherwise, I've just been playing a lot of Stardew Valley on my phone. Man, what a good mobile purchase. Highly recommend. And yeah, it turns out that today is kick to kick, so I'm going to get to walk around on the G tonight, which is rare. Kick to kick usually only happens at Marvel, and it's this thing where after the final siren, when they're all done with the game, you can go out onto the field and hang out. So it should be fun. And if it wasn't for kick to kick, I definitely would have left at halftime, because man, what a crazy just battle of poor playing this game is. I'd say the only thing of note otherwise is that, as you can see, it's totally empty up here on level 4. And so I sat by myself to record this, and this old man came up, looked at me, and then just sat right behind me. And I'm like, there's literally hundreds of open seats, and you have to sit directly behind me. And then when I got up and moved, he was staring at me. But he was on the phone, so I'm like, dude, you're talking on the phone? I'm just going to go away. Pretty much it. Otherwise, a lazy Sunday. Like I said, just laying around playing Stardew Valley, cooking food, put the dishwasher on because all this cooking, so many dirty dishes. So yeah, I'll see you all after the game on the field. Should be fun. Let's hope nobody hits me in the head with a ball. Don't forget, thanks so much for spending the week with me. Don't forget, you could be spending your time with anybody, but you chose to spend it with me, and that's what I appreciate about you. I'll see you next week.